Just after 6 o'clock on Sunday evening, police responded to an accident on the Philip Goldson Highway between miles 6 and 7. By that time, vehicular traffic was impeded as persons traversing that area stopped in complete disbelief while others tried to assist. It was a horrific scene as bodies were strewn across the highway while a Toyota Camry car was split in half off the side of the road. Alan Stevenson, believed to be the driver of the vehicle, was rushed in a taxi to Belize City for medical attention, but was released and is lucky to have survived the ordeal. Loved ones of the traffic victims were crying and others screaming for help.
Police responded to a fatal traffic accident between miles 6 and 7 on the Philip Goldson Highway, where upon arrival they observed two bodies on the middle of the highway, and one was beside a vehicle and another one was in some bushes not far from the vehicle.
A total of 4 persons perished on site in the fatal RTA: 22-year-olds Leith Bermudez and Milage Gill, 21-year-old Gian Martinez, and the youngest of the group, 18-year-old DeAndre Lamb, all residents of Belize City. The video footage shows 2 men on the pavement motionless. The remaining 2 were found in proximity to the vehicle and feet apart from each other. The vehicle flipped several times before uprooting a lamppost from along the highway.
The vehicle was a white in color Toyota Camry, which was actually cut in half after, I believe, it hit the lamppost. And as a result of that, the persons received severe injuries to their bodies.
According to reports, a blowout caused the driver to lose control of the vehicle, which rammed into the lamppost, killing 4 of the 5 passengers. Police say that speeding is believed to have been a factor in the fatal accident. They are still in the process of determining if the driver of the vehicle was under the influence.
Initial information we get from witnesses that apparently the vehicle suffered a blowout and the person lost control of the vehicle and ended up hitting the lamppost, which caused the vehicle to be torn into 2 pieces.
Were they speeding, sir?
I believe it had to be due to high speed.
Sir, is there any indication that these persons were consuming alcohol or were under the influence?
At this moment, I was made to understand that the driver just turned himself to Ladyville Police, so we have to look into that situation, as when police arrived at the scene, the driver or Mr. Stevenson was already being transported to the hospital. So there is nothing for us to say who was the driver at this time. I know that the post-mortem will be done on the 4 bodies, no? Samples will be taken from blood and then that will be analyzed. That will determine if they had alcohol in their system or not.
The stretch of the highway from the cutoff to the Philip Goldson International Airport to the roundabout near Smart has recently been upgraded, and authorities from both the traffic and police departments have been concerned about speeding along the thoroughfare. In light of the quadruple fatality, Superintendent Alejandro Kawa took the opportunity today to issue a caution to drivers.
As we have been mentioning over and over, that we know that speeding is a problem within that section of the highway until you reach the Haloba Bridge, because of the fact that you have a good road to travel. And I believe that the drivers, just take advantage and speed over the limit that is prescribed to drive on that highway there. I know drivers have to be cautious because you are driving a vehicle which is man-made, and sometimes you might have fault, and we need to be prepared. If we are traveling at a high speed, it's very difficult for us to control a vehicle.
The incident has brought into focus the urgent need for more enforcement along the highways.
There are highway patrols, Jules, and sometimes you see them early in the morning, in the evening, and sometimes late in the night, but we cannot be everywhere. That is the problem, no? I know that, yes, on that day they had patrols within Belize city limits and also in other parts of Ladyville, but unfortunately at that time they didn't have any on that part of the highway.
Duane, Moody for News 5.